Hello and welcome back. My name is Mel and I make videos about making money online. One of my income streams is Amazon KDP, and I have not made an Amazon KDP video for quite a while. I think the last time I told you about my earnings, it was for Q3 of 2022. So what I've done is I've put together a recap for the whole of last year for 2022, and I've included Q4, so we've got the Christmas numbers and things on there, and then I've also decided to do a little comparison with the previous year, and I've also added in the types of books that sold, all the usual things that I put in my income reports. If you haven't seen one of my income reports yet, it might be best to start right from the beginning, so I will put a link somewhere up here to a playlist for you. And if making money online is something that you are interested in doing, then please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell and all of those things that you get told to do in these types of video. Without any further ado, let's take a look at the income report. Okay, so we are going to start with some basics about my KDP income stream. I have 108 live published books, and they are made up of all different types of notebooks. There are some diaries and planners and a few colouring books. There's one children's picture storybook, and there's some scrapbook paper books as well. I would say the way that things are listed on this list that's in front of you is probably the order in which I started to kind of create different types of book. I started off with lined notebooks and composition notebooks, dot grid notebooks, diaries and things came next. Then I experimented with some kind of like journals and planners and things. Then I think I started making the colouring books and kind of branching out into that a little bit. I made one children's book. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to, so I haven't really picked that up again. And then about three and a half months ago, I started to make scrapbook paper pads, which I really enjoy, and I've got like high hopes for that moving forward. Now this is the makeup of my kind of body of books. I've got, so you can see basically like 30% lined notebooks, nearly 30% composition notebooks. So you're probably looking at about 2/3 of my books, if you include the dot grid ones, are all like no content notebook books. And then the slightly smaller sections are where I kind of taught myself, and I've branched out a little bit into low content books. I wouldn't say I've got anything, or maybe the kids book would be considered perhaps medium content. I mean, there's not a lot of words on the pages, but I suppose you have to put a little bit more thought into it and so on. But yeah, everything's either no content or low content. That's the kind of the breakdown of the different types of books within my income stream. And then here's a few other things that I tend to get asked about in the comments, and it's easier if I just answer those things up front. I don't run ads. I mean, I've experimented, I think, twice with ads and spent like, I don't know, £5 or something, so about $6 or $7, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't have the money. I mean, I still don't have the money to spare to really sort of get into ads properly. So no ad. Canva Pro is something that I pay for every month, but I use that across all of my online income streams, so it's only a percentage of it that really goes towards KDP. And no, I won't be showing you my designs. I won't be showing you my actual books because people copy them. End of. So here is a reminder of how my KDP income went throughout the rest of 2022. So January £73, nearly $100. February 29, you know, it went down again, so nearly $40 there. March it dipped again, so £20, $26, $27. April and May just absolutely like plummeted right down. It also coincided with me sort of thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm going to do this anymore. I took loads of time off from it. I kind of lost heart a bit, I think, when the numbers went down, and you know, other reasons as well, but the numbers certainly were part of it. June picked up a little bit, £30, nearly $40 again. You know, these are all very small numbers, but however small they are, they're still sales, and they can be something that just motivates you to keep going and to, you know, keep try new strategies, try new books and things like that. It was looking pretty dismal. July, £15, about $19. August, £14, $16. Still like really low numbers in that kind of big bulky part of the year, like the middle bit of the year when you're sort of trying to keep going, it just was really, really bad. And this is something that I sort of want to correct for 2023. Is yes, there are going to be dips, I completely understand that, but I'd like them to not be quite so dramatic, and to have almost like a baseline income over the summer that I am happy with. So those of you that have watched some of my other videos will know that my target for my income streams is I want all of them to pay me at least £100, so about $120-ish every single month. That's my kind of minimum that I'm aiming for. And at that point, I'll kind of consider them a success, I suppose, because they are giving me what I want from them and what I need from them. And you can see here that I was miles away. There were some positive things happening. I was trying some different things out. I was publishing books that were selling, and this still happens to me, selling a few copies here and there, but nothing particularly significant. So that's basically where we got to in the last income report that I gave you. And we're now going to have a look at Q4 of 2022 and just see if anything really changed. So £21, you can see from this, there's this other thing that I really want to try and do as well, is to not have as many no sales days, because that's another thing that can get you down. And yes, I still stand by something that I've said before, which is to find other things about the business that motivate you, so it's not just sales, and so that the no sales days don't like knock you and kind of set you back. But it would be helpful just to get to the point where I'm getting at least 1 or 2 sales every single day, and that did not happen in October. £21, which is $24. You know, I'm grateful for anything that this brings in, because at this point in October I was just starting to create some books again. I added a few, like nothing significant. I think I added some autumnal notebooks. I added an autumn colouring book, and I added something else. I think I added an autumn / no, it was Halloween. I added a Halloween scrapbook paper pad. So I kind of made myself get back into it again, kind of pushed myself and started adding things. Now, some of the things that I added, interestingly, sold in November. So I had a smattering of sales from things that I'd already got uploaded. And then I think 1 or 2 of the autumn notebooks sold some copies. The colouring book didn't really work very well. I think it was just a really competitive niche, and it possibly wasn't that great. I don't know. With no advertising either or any other kind of marketing, I think I sold 1 or 2 copies of it, and that was it. And the scrapbook paper pad, the Halloween one, I think, so it would have been in October that sold. Again, I think it was just a couple of copies, something like that. Not very much, but it added to what was already there, plus they're kind of like heading right into Q4. Let me just switch that to dollars so you can see it's about $80. And it was, yeah, it picked up naturally, as you would expect it to, with a few more kind of new books on there that sold. And at this point, I sort of looked at that and, you know, like nearly $80. I was just like, this is worth doing, because I'm getting closer to that £100 a month mark. I'm back into making books again. I felt more motivated. And so in November, I started adding more scrapbook paper pads. I think that was it. I don't know if I added anything else. I can't remember, but definitely quite a lot of scrapbook paper pads went on, including some Christmas focused ones. If we then look at December went up to £124, $150, 85 books sold, and loads of my scrapbook paper started selling. Like it was just like like 1 or 2 sales here and there. And then it kind of got steadier and steadier throughout the month. Now, these are still not numbers that are setting the world on fire. You could see some things kind of building and snowballing. That has really spurred me on for this year. Now, these are my top 10 selling types of book for Q4 of 2022. So over October, November and December, my top 2 bestsellers were lined notebooks that weren't associated with anything seasonal. They are niched down, but not towards Christmas or autumn or anything like that. 3, 4 and 5 were scrapbook paper pads, and then also I think number 6 was a scrapbook paper pad. So you can see how the scrapbook paper pads are really starting to kind of pull up and have already started selling almost as well as some of my notebooks. So I'm really, really pleased with how they are going. And in 7th place is a Christmas notebook, 8th place an autumn notebook, 9th place another Christmas notebook, and in 10th place a colouring book. I can't remember what the theme of the colouring book was. It wasn't Christmas, it was just like one of my general ones that sold, I think like 2 copies or something. So not loads, but I'm still, you know, I'm still kind of pleased with how things are going. Okay, so my annual total then for 2022 was 266 books sold, and it made me £440 for the year, which is nearly $550. If we compare that to 2021, I really only sort of started, I think I had like maybe 4 months worth of sales to include for 2021, because I didn't really start it properly until sort of September, October time. £158 in that sort of first calendar year of giving it a go. And then that has increased to £440, which again, I'm quite pleased with. That is, you know, it shows some progress there. And it's not a million miles away from what I want to achieve from this income stream. So if you think I want £100 a month, that is about £1,200 a year. If I can just double this, I'm almost going to be there. And a lot of the things that I uploaded, like the scrapbook paper pads and things, they are continuing to kind of snowball and sell. And my January is not looking too bad so far.